It's a good morning to you. Welcome to Asake Online. My name is Zenzele Ndebele, and this is the Breakfast Club. It's been a while. It's been a few days without us joining and talking about what is happening. But today, in our program, I'm talking to Zibusiso Dube, who is the Programs and Campaign Officer at Accountability Lab Zimbabwe. I think some of you know Z. We have worked with him at site for a few, I think a year or so ago, but Harare, you know, we are sending people to Harare. While Harare is sending people to sending them there to Harare. So he's up there in Harare at Accountability Lab. And we want to know a lot about the Accountability Lab. What is Accountability Lab? What do they do? How can ordinary citizens benefit? Z, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Zenzele. It feels so good to be back here, but now on the other side of the connection.
Tell us about Accountability Lab. What is Accountability
Lab? Okay, thank you, Zenzele. The Accountability Lab is a global network of organizations that works to make governance work for the people. So it's a network that's there in many countries globally, including Zimbabwe, where we opened a new lab earlier this year, around July to be specific. So it has offices in many countries, including South Africa, Liberia, Nigeria, Pakistan, Nepal, and many others. So the newest addition to that family is the Accountability Lab in Zimbabwe, which is beginning a new journey trying to address issues of accountability in Zimbabwe. So what we do at the Accountability Lab, we do work in mainly three areas. We try to build accountable institutions. We try to make sure that we have active citizens who speak power to government and who influence policies in their day-to-day life. And then thirdly, we try to have a scenario where we have what we term responsible leadership. So with those three areas, if we believe that once we have accountable institutions, active citizens, and responsible leaders, then we can make governance work for the people and ensure that the challenges that face people on a day-to-day basis are addressed and people lead meaningful and fulfilling lives.
Yeah, you're mentioning very interesting words like accountability, governance, that actually, people focused and all these kind of things. But if I'm an ordinary person and I am saying, what products can I benefit from accountability?
Okay, that's a great question. So we do work in three main buckets of work. We have what we call the knowledge bucket, we have a communities bucket, and we also have a campaigns bucket. So currently under the knowledge bucket, we have what's called the Accountability Incubator, which is what I'm going to be talking more about today. Within communities, we have something called civic, where we go out into communities, we make sure that there is good engagement and that feedback loops between citizens and those who govern are closed, so that there is engagement and that social contract between the governors and those who are governed is closed, so that the challenges that people face on a day-to-day basis can be addressed. We currently also have running what's called Film Fellowship. So Film Fellowship is under our Arts for Change program. So Film Fellowship is calling for applications currently for up to 10 fellows who go through a whole year getting trained in how to produce film that impacts communities positively, film that can tell stories about what people experience in their communities and try to find solutions to whatever challenges they face. The other part of the Arts for Change is Voice to Rep, which we started running in September. So Voice to Rep gives artists who are conscious a platform to go out there and then produce music that addresses social issues. So we ran that competition in the past month, if you noticed, and we recently selected the top guys in that competition. So it's a new engaging way of trying to ensure that young people participate in governance issues, because as you noticed, I know these are some of the discussions we had at site, that sometimes some of the approaches that have ordinarily been used are becoming boring, and young people are more interested in in creative and engaging approaches. So music and hip hop is part of that, you know, creative and conscious music that addresses critical issues that people face. So those are some of the projects that we're running: Film Fellowship, Voice to Rap, civic. But today, mainly I'm here to focus more on the Accountability Incubator, which is what I'll be leading at the Accountability Lab in Zimbabwe. So that's the program that I am here to launch.
Yeah, so I will not talk. I will not tell people who are watching about you and rap. That would be a story. And I'm just hoping that that guy that was kicking someone on stage, I forget his name, but there's this.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're going to invite the guy for a fellowship to teach him one or two things. You know, talking about, as we go on, remind me maybe as we end, I will also try to get details on the film fellowship, because I think it's one thing that is quite exciting. We have a lot of young people who are, you know, into film, because you are doing so many things, different things, interesting things that can benefit our community. But let's talk about the incubator, which, I mean, I understand it's a year-long acceleration and mentorship program. You know, so what kind of training are these people going to get who are going to be there?
Okay, thank you, Zenzele. Before I say what kind of training they'll receive, let me first just give a bit of context. So the Accountability Incubator is part of a new project we're running, which is called the New Narratives for Accountability in Zimbabwe project. So we're implementing this project in association with Makamba Network and Gupatana Trust. So in terms of definition, the incubator is a year-long acceleration and mentorship program that provides support to young, innovative civic leaders and social entrepreneurs who have solutions to address accountability problems. So that's what the Accountability Incubator really is. So for this first cohort, we're looking at recruiting about 10 accountpreneurs. So they'll receive different kinds of training for a whole year as part of that program.
Yeah, if you are just joining us, this is the Breakfast Club. My name is Zenzele Ndebele, and today in the show, I'm talking to Zibusiso Dube, who is the Programs and Campaign Officer at Accountability Lab Zimbabwe. And we are talking about the new program that they've just introduced, the incubator. I mean, it's mentorship, it's training, and he has just been explaining to us the kind of training that they are going to be, you know, offering. And my next question will be to you will be, who is the ideal candidate? Who can apply for this project?
So the ideal candidate at the moment, we're looking for people who are working generally on the themes of open government, on the themes of accountability, and on the themes of participation. So what we're looking for are individuals within communities in Zimbabwe across the length and breadth of the country who have interesting, novel, and innovative initiatives that seek to address citizen participation in governance, that seeks to address issues of accountability, that seek to ensure that there is open government within Zimbabwe's context. So this can be anything really, as long as it's within those themes. But for guidance, some examples could include, perhaps if you have a creative arts initiative that uses maybe drama and dance to encourage minority groups, marginalized groups, women, and so forth to participate in governance. That would be very welcome. We're looking for initiatives that address socio-economic challenges in the communities. You know, initiatives that seeks to address those challenges that people face. For instance, in areas like Epworth, in areas like Iminyela, where they have problems with access to water, problems with housing, problems with refuse collection. People who come up with innovative ways of addressing that. Those are the kind of things we're looking for. We're looking for initiatives that could perhaps maybe address, ensure realization of civic and political rights, initiatives that enable people to participate more effectively in political life, to be more capacitated to express themselves in whatever issues. Initiatives that address right to information, initiatives that expand freedom of expression, that close the gap between communities and those who govern them. Those are the kind of things. It can be at a national level, it can be at a local level. But the important thing that it should be initiatives that address accountability issues, open government issues, and issues to do with citizen participation in crucial processes of policy implementation, policy drafting, and governance issues.
You know, when I'm listening to you, I'm hearing, you know, an ordinary person, a young person in Bulawayo, in Harare, who can benefit. But with this, most of the times I realize that we have these good projects that are, you know, proposed, and sometimes they don't work because the artist or whoever is supposed to benefit will tell you, I don't have access to the internet, I don't have, you know, a working space. In Kaya, we live in a one-room house. So as Accountability Lab, are you going to be offering things like space, you know, connectivity, so that they learn from youth from other countries?
Oh yes. So actually, this program is designed to try to address some of these challenges. So we've noticed as the Accountability Lab that many innovative young people, many talented young people, don't get to engage meaningfully in these kind of conversations because they don't have internet, they don't have workspace, they don't have support. So part of what the Accountability Incubator does is give that support. So the support will include knowledge building, it will include training workshops, but importantly, it also includes access to workspace. It also includes access to the internet. It includes access to mentors, you know. For instance, we could even engage you, Zenzele, you know, as someone who understands issues of accountability within the media sector, to maybe mentor one or two of the young people who become part of this. So these are part of the benefits that young people get from the Accountability Incubator.
Yeah, going through some of the requirements that I saw on your website, but also talk about, I think, the information. You're also saying that the person should be 18 years and above. They should be at least a founder, or CEO, or a primary decision maker for organization development or management. Demonstrate, you know, the Accountability Lab's values. You also said, I mean, they should be a resident of Zimbabwe, and we are talking about a deadline of 16 June. So there's still time for people to polish up their applications and actually apply for this. But what I'm interested is that when we started initially, you said this idea or the Accountability Lab is in Pakistan, in South Africa, in other countries. So what are some of the ideas that have been implemented in those other countries?
Oh yes, there have been many different ideas that other people have come up with in different countries. For instance, in Pakistan, someone came up with an initiative to help assist migrants, you know, to get the support they deserve from state institutions that may sometimes not be so quick to act on certain things. In other countries, people have come up with entertainment groups, you know, where young people who have skills in music, in art and so forth, use that to engage marginalized people so that they also participate in governance issues. There have been many of those kind of initiatives. In other places, it's just about someone maybe with an initiative that uses blockchain. Some are using things like IT, you know, where people come together and design online solutions where people can hold communities to account using websites, using apps and those kind of tools. So the possibilities are endless. It's about anything that anyone can think about. It can be creative in terms of advocacy. It can be creative in terms of civic engagement. It can be creative in terms of use of IT, you know. It can be a media program that discusses governance issues at a community level. In Nepal, there's been an initiative that's so to improve how budgeting is done for schools, you know, to ensure that schools are working effectively, to make sure that money trickles down effectively from from those who govern to schools. So it can really be anything, and that's why it's such an exciting thing. It's non-prescriptive in nature. Us, what we seek to do is just to provide a platform where people who want to do good in their communities can just get that support that they need. And there are very few places where this kind of non-prescriptive support is available. And the Accountability Lab is at the forefront of leading these kind of initiatives.
Yeah, you know, I feel like, you know, really excited, because what lacks in Zimbabwe is sometimes these opportunities. We have a lot of young people with brilliant ideas, and sometimes they don't get the support. And do you have an age limit? Because some of us are now, you know, war veterans, but as senior citizens, what is the age limit? If I come and say, you know, I want to meet with my comrades I went to war with and come up with a peace model, or you say, no, now we look at 18 to 35. I know you started at 18. Do you have a limit?
Yeah. Okay, so we started 18 because someone below 18 is still a minor, and there could be some challenges with that. Young people should, at that stage, should be at school. You ask a difficult question about the age limit, because we keep saying young people, but there's nowhere on this program where we specified that we don't want people above a certain age. But I think because we are working in Zimbabwe, and based on our understanding of definition of youth, I'll say 18 to 35. Although perhaps someone with a very brilliant idea, someone maybe aged 35 to 40, might be able to come in. This is something.
You know. Let me remind you that KFC, you know, the comrade, Colonel Sanders started KFC when he had retired. You know, so some of us might look like but we still have those ideas. So it's good that you're saying you're open, even for those people who might be older but they have good ideas. But also the other thing that I wanted to ask, you know, do you know, young people, how much are you, do we get something yana?
So before I move to the question on money, so the other thing, young people and old people need to collaborate, you know, to close that generational gap. So part of the way older generations will participate in this is as mentors, you know, as people shining a spotlight, you know, shining a light so that young people can also follow in the paths they have taken. So older people can be mentors. And I think that's also an exciting role. Then coming with the issue of money, we don't give money per se, but there is support for things like travel when necessary. There's support when people have to attend training workshops and that kind of thing. And then we also do the best to our ability to link these initiatives to funding streams, you know. We can't guarantee that people will get funding, but let's suppose that you, Zenzele, you have an initiative that you've been chosen to run at the Accountability Lab. We'll try to ensure that, Zenzele, we link you to donors who are interested in funding that kind of thing. We'll link you to websites where there's funding available, and we'll assist you to apply, give you all the relevant support. But we can't guarantee that you get the funding, because we're an organization that believes in integrity, in ethics, and we're against corruption. So you need to earn your funding, so to speak, and compete.
Yeah, the reason why I wanted to actually make this point clear is because I have seen that a lot of young people miss the opportunity because they want the money immediately. Yet this is actually an investment into a future. It's an opportunity that can open doors to more funding, more ideas. So it should not be about the dollar that you're going to earn today, but it should be the dollar that you can aim for the rest of your life. So I would like you to really encourage our young people to apply for this, especially abantu bakubulawayo. So you are here, you know, it's Mr. Dube and Mr. Ndebele talking about accountability lab. So I don't want to then hear young people say, we missed opportunities because a lot of times we complain a lot and do little. So Zibusiso is here giving us an idea on what we can do. And I would like to call you back, Zibusiso, after your deadline. And what the favor that you can do for me, please break down your applications in terms of provinces. How many were men, how many were women, how many from Harare, how many were from Bulawayo? And if there is no application from Plum Tree, comrade, I'll personally deal with you. So, so we are actually encouraging everyone, because most of the times our young people miss these opportunities because they want to be paid, yet they've not really shown cause why they should be paid.
Yeah, absolutely. You raise a very important point, Zenzele. So I'm working with the Accountability Lab, where our office is staffed with people from all over the country. We're a balanced organization, and we were driven by the ethos of integrity and ethics and fairness. And I want to say, just linked to what you are talking about, I've been assisting people to apply for chevening. I've been assisting people to apply for Yali in the past year. And I've met people from Bulawayo, people from Ndebele, who say you can't get that thing unless you pay a bribe or you know someone. But everyone I know who went for Yali or chevening did not know anyone and did not pay anything. So I'm not sure where that comes from. But even if that were the case, I would advise people that life must go on. So just try your best. If you have a good plan, if you have an initiative that needs support, just apply. If it's good enough, it might get it. If it doesn't get it, it's fine. You'll try for other things. But we're looking forward to getting very exciting ideas from across the country. We don't want this to be only about the capital city or Bulawayo only, but even Plumtree, Nkayi, and so forth must be represented.
For those who joined us midway, we are talking about the Accountability Lab Incubator, which is a program run by Accountability Lab Zimbabwe, an organization that makes governance work for the people, supporting active citizens, responsible leaders, and accountable institutions. So the incubator is part of the new Narratives of Accountability in Zimbabwe project, which is an accountability lab project. So the incubator is a year-long acceleration and mentorship program that provides a non-prescriptive, supportive environment for creative, enterprising individuals with innovative, exciting ideas that would inspire accountability in their communities. So these guys will be recruiting about 10 entrepreneurs. They call them accountapreneurs. You are supposed to be 18 and above to apply, have a very exciting idea, innovative idea, and I know there are ideas that are flying around and the guys will support you. They can link you to a mentor, but also they're saying, you know, after you've gone through this and they actually shaped your idea, you stand a chance to get more opportunities. So wherever you are, you might be in Zimbabwe, Bulawayo, you might be in Harare, Victoria Falls, Binga, you stand a chance to apply. So Z, maybe as we go to a conclusion, for some people who are hearing this for the first time, where can they get the information? What is the application procedure? You know, where do I go?
Okay, so the application is online on the Accountability Lab website. So you go to www.accountabilitylab.org/accountability-incubator. So that page will take you to the application portal where you just fill in the form and then you apply. Yeah. So the application is via website. Yeah, that's where the application is.
So everything is done online here.
Yes, and I think there's an option to download the form and then fill it in and then submit it. So if you don't have access to internet, just get small bundles, do that. I think that could work.
So when is the deadline again, just to make sure people understand? When is the deadline for this?
So the deadline is 15 November at 6 a.m. It's actually 16 November at 6 a.m. So the portal is being used globally, and the deadline is actually midnight, 15 November, US time, which is Eastern Standard Time. But in Zimbabwe, that will be 6 a.m. on 16 November. So when you go to the portal, it allows you to choose which country you are from. Make sure you choose Zimbabwe. Yeah, because we've also contextualized it to our own circumstances here. Yeah. So I think
I find that quite interesting. And for those who have been asking me to please share the website, I have shared the website on the live stream feed. So I see that there's quite a number of people were asking about the website, and I've shared the website. I hope those who are following the discussion, you have seen the website. So you can just click on the link, apply, please, because most of the times people miss the opportunities because they've not applied. And let's have as many people as, there's no harm in just applying and not getting it, because what do you lose if you get it? Plus, but let's learn to fish, because those who read in the Bible, Jesus said there's nothing wrong with your river. You just need to cast your net wider. So sometimes we just need to cast our net wider. Send out ideas to as many people as possible, and use the ratio 1:10. If I send 10 applications, I might get one. And if I don't get any, I've learned someday. So Z, what's your final word to the people? Summarize to us in less than a minute your accountability level. Okay, before we do that, let me just before you do that, we initially talked about the film fellowship. Where can people get details about the film fellowship?
So film fellowship is currently accepting applications. I think the deadline should be in a week or two. You can get more information on the Accountability Lab's social media, which is Account Lab ZW. Yeah. Also, you can just check the Makamba social media pages that should be available there. And there should be a film fellowship. I'm not sure about the actual, but I'll send you the details maybe so that you can share. If you search for film fellowship, Makamba on Twitter and Facebook, you should find something.
Okay, so now your summary of the incubator in a minute.
Okay, thank you. So Accountability Incubator is a year-long program for civic leaders and social entrepreneurs, people who are working to address accountability challenges in their communities. This year, our themes are accountability, open government, and citizen participation. So if you are doing any initiative in that area, please apply. We're looking forward to getting exciting applications from across the country. To apply, go to the website, which is www.accountabilitylab.org/accountability-incubator. You'll find the application portal there. Also, just check out the Accountability Lab's social media, which is at AccountLabZW. You'll get more details there. I hope people will apply, and I look forward to getting very exciting applications from across the country.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. I was talking to Zibusiso Dube. So, abanye city John Vuliketi, ba besitsho wena.
So yes, you just Vuliketi.
So, uJohn lapho bevuliketi le incubator lapha, accountability incubator, which is, I think, a very exciting project, and we don't have so many interesting projects in Zimbabwe, but this one, I can assure you, I find it quite interesting. I've been reading about it, and it's wow. What an amazing initiative. And if you're a young person wanting change in your community, you want opportunities, you want mentorship, this is a project this is a program, or this is an opportunity that you can't miss. If it was an advert, I was going to say hurry while stock lasts, but maybe hurry while the data bundles still last, because but today we were talking to Zibusiso Dube, who is the programs and campaign officer at Accountability Lab Zimbabwe, and we're talking about this initiative of the Accountability Incubator, where they're saying that they are going to take about 10 young people, 18 and above. But in Zimbabwe, you can be 45 and still young, depending. But also, so if you have a good idea, between 18 and 35 or so, this is an opportunity for you. We are coming from COVID, not so many opportunities that we have. So let's take all the opportunities that we have. We have shared the link on our Facebook page, and we'll keep sharing it as well. I'm sure people can also interact with your Facebook page, your Twitter page, and get more information. So I'm not sure whether you still have. We cannot overemphasize that people can apply in their numbers. This is an opportunity of a lifetime that people should take.
Thank you, Zenzele. I think we've said what needs to be said. I'll just encourage people to apply again. And as a parting shot, great work on the film festival, and good luck going forward.
Thank you, Z. So for those who were not there when we started at afternoon today, 2 p.m., we'll be having Jeremy Bricky, who will be talking about the history of zebra. What made zebra such a huge name? Why were they? What made them different from other armies? What was unique? It is the only army in Zimbabwe that I know which had a conventional and a guerrilla, tactics. So they were. But also, great as they were, why did they lose in the first place? Because we know they didn't get power. So that's the talk to look at on this page today at 2 p.m. And also on Friday online, we'll be launching a documentary called I Want My Virginity Back. The stories of rape during Gukurahundi, because rape is always been used as a weapon of war in many places. And when it comes to Zimbabwe, we realize that not so many people talk about rape during Gukurahundi. So we want to talk to the women who were affected. That yes, we might talk about reburials, yes, we might talk about exhumations, but who was going to address the emotional wounds and the physical wounds of the people who were raped during Gukurahundi? So that's the story that we are talking about this weekend. Now that you're here, also like our page. You can also find us on Twitter at CITZW, and also follow us on Twitter for all the breaking news. My name is Zenzele Ndebele. This was the Breakfast Club. Have a good day.